everyone. Goodness.
Welcome to our backyard. And we are so delighted that you joined us for this Lag BaOmer, this 33rd day. You're going to hear more about it from Rabbi Kahana.
All right.
But I'm Cantor Ida Ray Kahana. For any of you that may be tuning in, we've been getting folks from all over the country coming in to join us for these Zoom programs, which is such a fantastic way to connect. So today we thought that we would have some fun, which is what you're supposed to do on Lag BaOmer. You're supposed to have picnics and bonfires and hair cutting and songs and
weddings, if anybody wants to get married.
Yeah, anybody want to get married, just text us right away. We can make that happen. So, so Robert's going to give us a little bit about Lag BaOmer.
All right, so Lag BaOmer, the holiday that we are celebrating, very minor holiday on the Jewish calendar. In fact, you know, it doesn't really even show up, but it's a very popular holiday in Israel. Its origins are not that clear. During the time from Passover to the next major holiday of Shavuot, the Torah tells us we're supposed to count these in-between days. It is in ancient times, people brought an offering to the temple on each of these days. We're counting 7 weeks of 7 days, and on the 50th day is the day of Shavuot. In between, there are each one of these days has its own kind of meaning and purpose, and we're supposed to pay attention to it. The 33rd day is every Hebrew number has a letter that goes with it. So if you take the letter Lamed and Gimel, Lag, that makes 33. So that becomes this date. There are a couple of traditions about what was special about that day. One was a story of Rabbi Akiva, who had 24,000 students die over the course of several weeks.
Oh, I thought you meant die like enough. Die means, die in Hebrew means enough. And I was thinking, 24,000 students, that's enough.
24,000 students, according to this custom, they died. So
I'm with you.
Perhaps in the description it was a terrible plague, and all of these students died, and the plague stopped on that 33rd day. So that became a day of least respite. So it's a mourning period that goes all the way through that time. We living through our own kind of plague these days can certainly empathize with that idea. And the idea of the plague stopping is a very attractive one, and having celebrations that may go with it. Now, scholars say that actually what was probably happening was that these students were part of the Bar Kokhba rebellion, and actually this was part of wars that were happening, and there was a military success on the 33rd day, so that became a day of celebration. But the legend also is that the Kabbalistic writer, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, died on this day. This was the anniversary of his death. And on his deathbed, in his last moments, he revealed the greatest secrets of the Kabbalistic mysteries. And so that light that came into the world from his revelation is echoed in bonfires and celebrations. Even though it's a Yortzeit, it's an anniversary of his death, it was celebrated as a time of light and joyfulness. So there became this tradition of lighting fires at his graveside, and that becomes a very popular thing. In modern Israel, it became very popular to celebrate that more of the Bar Kokhba rebellion, the military victory, that rebellion against the oppressors, and so it become a time of picnics, bonfires, singing around the bonfire, and all of those kinds of things. So it's a complicated history, and it's not exactly clear what it is. Maybe we're celebrating the end of a plague. Maybe we're celebrating military victory, but we can certainly have some fun with it in any case. So we're going to light our bonfire and see how that goes. So as we go through this time, while we hear some fun music and things, we'll see how the bonfire does.
First, I find some
You
matches.
know, I mean, really, I think it's amazing that all these folks from our synagogue community that help us make music all the time, and that we miss so much working with them, have volunteered to come in and help us to make this just a special time, because we just need to carve out special time whenever we can. So thank you, Lag BaOmer. And thank you to every one of you who is joining us today. We may or may not get this fire lit. It's raining, but it could be the Lag BaOmer miracle.
This is Portland. We don't let little things like
Rabbi, there you
rain
go.
stop us.
No, we
Come
don't.
on.
Okay, there we are. Wow. So to kick us off today, I'm so happy to have with us Michael Allen Harrison.
Yay. So
Yay.
fantastic.
And Michael's been playing at Temple Beth Israel since he was a kid and studied there. And I mean, he can tell you stories that, you know, that amaze me of his time there and what he's learned. And what he brings us every year during the high holidays has become one of the things we look forward to more than anything. So Michael, take her away. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you so much. And speaking, you know, you were talking about, you know, getting over a plague and, you know, things like that. You weren't sure how, you know, some kind of adversity, whatever it was a little unclear, like actually what happened. But, you know, it seems to me that in those kind of moments there's a plague of the mind that starts to happen, where you go into the depths of despair and you just go to a place where it just isn't any fun. And there was a great friend of mine that I went to high school with, who no matter what kind of adversity that happened to her, she always made best of every moment. So that plague of the mind of despair, for some reason, she never exhibited it. Maybe, I don't know if she experienced it or not, maybe perhaps not, but she always exhibited best of every moment, no matter how hard it was getting. And so because of her attitude, I wrote this song, you know, for her and in her honor. And whenever I'm feeling down, I play this piece of music, and I call it Best of Every Moment. So I thought it'd be a great way to kick off tonight. And so here's Best of Every Moment.
Hey. Oh, it's so beautiful, Michael.
Thank you.
Really love that. That's a beautiful piece.
I feel the raindrops a little less listening to you, Michael. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you for all your gifts. By the way, everybody, you can follow Michael because he's been posting every day COVID music, kind of to lift the spirits.
Anti-anxiety.
Anti-anxiety. It's amazing. So go ahead and follow him, please, and keep his mission going and his music. Okay, so next up we have another one of our fabulous partners. I feel like it's our CBI musical family, and who really brings up our families with us. Kim Schneiderben has been such an incredible base and influence for all of our young people and not so young people, or people that are young at heart. So we love having Kim join us for Tot Shabbats, for Shir Shabbats, for our High Holiday Family Services. And thank you for being with us, Kim.
Thank you so much. I'm so honored to be a part of this amazing panel of musicians and storytellers and leaders. So thank you for having me. I was going to share tonight a song that I just wrote a little over a week ago, based on some Jewish text from the prophet Amos. And the text is about justice, and it's Ve'igal kamayim mishpat utzedakah kenachal etan, which translates to let justice well up like water and righteousness like a mighty stream. And the text that I wrote this song about, I was thinking about this time of counting the Omer, and we're in this, kind of reflective and maybe even yearning a little bit and preparing ourselves to receive these like ultimate instructions, I guess, to on how to repair the world, tikkun olam, and how do we do this in our tradition? Well, we do this as we connect, when we connect with each other, and we're in this crazy situation where it's very easy to feel disconnected, and how do we do that? And thinking about all of the ways that we seek justice right now, as we are counting towards the moments of Sinai and receiving the Torah, that in our tradition, I'm reminded over and over again that the time to seek justice is always right now. Every day, every moment, everything that we're doing is in order to repair the world and to seek justice for everybody and for each other. So it's with that spirit that I wrote this song. And at the end of it, I have a little outro that says, Tzedek, Tzedek, we shall pursue. And I love this part because my daughter, Sophia, this was her Torah portion, Shoftim, for her bat mitzvah, all about justice. Tzedek, Tzedek, Tirdof. So here is a song. Right now it's titled Let Justice. I don't know. It might change. We'll see. Veiga, mai mishpat, utzteka, kenachaleta. Veiga, mai mishpat, utzteka, kenachaleta. In a world all undone, where pain is endured, suffering abounds, we confront our past, stumble along as the sky is falling down, falling down. Whoa, 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 falling down. But let justice well up like water, righteousness like a mighty stream. Together we face the raging storm. Together we dream a better dream. How do you feel love for the ones who were taught to hate? It takes a strong heart, offered to give to those who only take, only take. Whoa, 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 no room for hate. But let justice well up like water, righteousness like a mighty stream. Together we face the raging storm. Together we dream a better dream. But let justice well up like water, righteousness like a mighty stream. Together we face the raging storm. Together we dream a better dream. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Reach out for me and I'll reach out for you. Tzedek, Tzedek, we shall pursue. Reach out for me and I'll reach out for you. Tzedek, Tzedek, we shall pursue. Reach out for me and I'll reach out for you. Tzedek, Tzedek, we shall pursue. Reach out for me and I'll reach out for you. Tzedek, Tzedek, we shall pursue. Thank you.
Yay! Oh, that's great.
Thank
So
you,
beautiful.
Kim.
Thank you
So
for that.
captures the spirit of that beautiful text of justice, justice shall you pursue. So relevant, absolutely, in our day. Thank you for encouraging all of us to keep making midrashim. You know, it's time to, we never stop interpreting our texts and bringing them relevance and taking them to the next generation. And I really appreciate so much how you do that. You know, when Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg was here speaking with our congregation, she shared with us that those are the words in her chambers on the wall in Hebrew and in English. And that always moved me so much to know that. So thank you. Yay. Next up, I think we've got the incomparable Director of Education, Ben Sandler.
Hey, Ben Sandler.
And we've been using one of Ben's songs that he wrote many years ago called We'll Be Together Again, which is so pertinent now. He was prescient in writing that song, and he recorded it using the apps that we do these days, and we've been using it every day to end, or every Sunday to end our Mishpacha Minyan. So good to have you, Ben.
It's great to be here. This would not be the first rainy barbecue I've been invited to. It's so great to be here. Like Michael and Kim, I too just want to start with sort of the origin of some of the inspiration that I want to share with you. Because Michael, like you, it's those friends that really model the way you can handle things with hope and beauty. And I have a friend, a really close friend, who's like seen way too much adversity in her young life, and has so much grace and humor. One of her hashtag social media handles is Easy Happy Fun, and she posted this. I want to share this with you. I ran 10.1 miles yesterday because I'm training for when the day comes where I can meet up with my friends and tackle hug them all. Hashtag you're all going down. Hashtag hug trainer. Hashtag marathon hug. Hashtag suck it COVID. And I just thought that, that just brings so much hope and fun in these times. And so I've put together a little mashup for you that I hope will resonate with themes of when we can all tackle, hug each other and get out there and move. So if you feel like moving, and the time when we're really going to be reunited physically with so many people that we can't right now. And that we have to have hope, and it takes a lot of work. Calling out around the world, are you ready for a brand new beat? Summer's here and the time is right. We're dancing in the street. You and I will change the world. You and I. Then all will join us. Though it's been said before, it doesn't matter. You and I will change the world. You and I will start from the beginning. It may be difficult, but it's nothing. It's not so terrible.
Thank you,
Amen.
Ben.
Thank you,
Amen. Yay. That's awesome.
You and I, we will change the world. Sorry, it's really pouring here, so they may be hearing a lot of rain, but we are still
And the
so happy.
bonfire is really going
The
in the
bonfire
meantime.
is blazing. It's amazing. Amazing.
This is
Okay.
Portland. That's
Yep.
the way it works here.
The Portland miracle.
There you go.
Well, speaking of miracles and Portland miracles, I am so happy to welcome our longtime organist, John. How many years? I can't even remember. John Strage has been playing the organ from before the time that I came here. And he kind of, you know, helped teach me the ropes of Beth Israel. And then John was the first person that had me sing when I moved to Portland. I sang on a New Year's Eve concert at Trinity where he was the canon of music. And joining him is his husband, amazing singer, amazing man, Kevin Walsh. I love to listen to you. Thank you for singing with us, joining us today. And I'll let them tell you what they're going to be doing.
Thank you very much, Ida Ray. It's great. I actually started at Temple before most of you were born in 1983. That's when I started there, and I've enjoyed every moment of it. Today, we're going to sing a piece that's very familiar to all of you. And during this time of being at home and having lots of time on our hands, there's kind of a period of wistfulness. So this song is kind of like that. It's a song that you know. It's an American song called Shenandoah. And this is arranged by Celia Storti, who was a really well-known pianist and composer and arranger. And he arranged this tune in 1948. So it's Shenandoah.
And there's the fun thing about it is it can mean a lot of things to a lot of people. Is Shenandoah a town? Is it a valley? Is it a chief? Yes, it's all of those things. So there are many, many, many different verses that go along with this song. So it means a lot of things to a lot of people. And in solidarity with your fire,
Can they see it?
we have a little candle for you. Okay. Oh, Shenandoah, I hear you calling. Hi-oh, you rolling river. Oh, Shenandoah, I long to hear you. Hi-oh, I'm bound away, across the wide Missouri. Missouri, she's a mighty river. Hi-oh, you rolling river, when she rolls down, her topsails shiver. Hi-oh, I'm bound away, across the wide Missouri. Farewell, bound to leave you. I owe you rolling river, oh Shenandoah, I'll not deceive you. I owe, I'm bound away. Across the wide
Yay.
Thank
Oh,
you
so
so much.
beautiful.
So beautiful.
Both of
Thank
you.
you, John. Thank you, Kevin, for
Welcome.
this last minute.
No
Love it.
problem. Loved it.
What a gift. Thank you. I now want to call on one of the grand dames of the Portland community, Wendy, and a member of our community too, of our congregational family. We're so proud to claim you. We love you, Wendy Westerwell. She's going to share some of Wendy's words of wisdom from the porch, except maybe not today.
I'm not on the porch.
Not on the porch.
No, but you know, hello everybody. God, it's so good to see you all. And I want to say that I've been trying to find good lighting for the past 10 minutes. And you know, with this Zoom thing, I desperately need to go see Dr. McGilkey. As soon as this is over, I'm going to say, Dr. McGilkey, I need help. Because this is ridiculous. No matter how much you starve, you just don't get rid of the chicken neck. You know, I was walking down the street today, and I was thinking that this time is lonely. It's lonely, but it's not lonely in the sense that I don't see people, or I'm not around people, or I don't have a bunch of Zoom calls, or I don't do my porch talks and people message me, but there's an existential loneliness that we all have, and I'm not sure I don't think that's going to get fixed. It's what I'm finding is that I have to do things I've never done before, which is be alone and okay with it. Although I'm with my dog Sadala, she doesn't talk. But I'm saying that I'm alone inside myself, but I don't feel alone. But I think loneliness is what people are going through, and it's a mysterious time. I'm 72 years old, and I have never experienced even remotely anything like this, even remotely. And so there's really no answer. And I remember going to my precious Rabbi Kahana, and I said, Rabbi, I get worried. I don't believe in God sometimes, or I don't know if I really believe or not, and I'm so confused. And he said, that's good, Wendy. You should stay that way. You'll figure it out. It'll come to you or it won't, but just be, just trust. And I remember when I was studying one of my shows, and that you just have to act as if, act as if. And right now it's hard for me. I had to decide to not communicate anymore with somebody that I dearly loved, who was very pro what's his name, and it was very hard for me, and I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't listen to it anymore. And so there's that. And you're thinking to yourself, well, what's going on? But I'm so happy because I figured out that I can't figure out anything, and I don't know anything. So I'm really happy. And the only thing I know is that I have deep love in my heart, um, for uh, our congregation and for our people and for most people. And I'm really grateful. There's a song that I'm going to proceed to butcher, and I mean butcher, but I'm going to sing you just a little bit of it. And I want to apologize now because I'm old and my voice isn't what it used to be, but it's the thought that counts. And great introduction, Wendy. You're all going, oh, poor woman. But anywho, I don't know if any of you saw Sweeney Todd. And also, before I say that, before I do this little tiny stanza, I do want you to know that I feel like someone is watching out for me. I believe that it's God, whatever that means. I just feel it. I don't feel alone. I'm not scared anymore. I feel like nothing's going to harm me. And Stephen Sondheim wrote these lyrics for this little boy who played in Sweeney Todd, and he sang it to the person that he loved the most because he was worried about her. And I don't know if any of you saw the Sondheim music, the Sondheim 90th birthday salute. But if you can find it on YouTube, I strongly suggest it because it was magical. I listened to it for 2 days. Okay. Anyway, I'll sing it for you. I apologize to all musicians listening. And I have to start it really low because you guys know I sound like Leonard Cohen. Okay, here we go. But this is how I feel. Nothing's gonna harm you, not while I'm around. Nothing's gonna harm you, no sir, not while I'm around. Demons are prowling everywhere nowadays. I'll send them howling, I don't care, I've got ways. No one's gonna hurt you, no one's gonna dare. Others can desert you, not to worry, whistle, I'll be there. Okay, this is a high note. Demons will charm you with a smile for a while, but in time, nothing can harm you, not while I'm around. And I think that's what God's saying to us. So I love you guys. Ida Ray, I love you so much I could just eat your face. Thank you very much, Rabbi Kahana, and all of you sweet people who are artists, and just keep the faith. Bye.
We love you
Love you,
too.
Wendy.
We
Thank
love you
you.
too, Wendy.
Yay.
Thank you.
Oh, I love that song, Sarah.
Yes. Wow. Okay. Next up, it's more people that we love. So Tim Ribner, if you will just regale us with anything, anytime Tim plays, we just kind of go, oh my, oh.
That was
Ida
the fight.
Ray,
Stop.
Ida Ray, can I
Yes,
interrupt?
Wendy.
1 second.
Interrupt. Yeah.
Well, I just want you to know I've been having trouble sleeping, and I got a hold of, someone sent me Michael Allen Harrison's rendition of Claire de Lune, and I want Michael to know that I go to bed with him and Claire de Lune every night, and it's saving me. It's the most beautiful rendition I have ever heard anyone play it like that.
Oh.
And it's a gift. I just wanted to say thank you. I didn't know if I would ever see him in real life, but that's all I wanted to say. Go ahead.
Love it. Well, I mean, that's what we got to do these days, is just affirm all those things that fill our souls and nourish us. And that's what all of you do. So we're just so grateful. Okay, Tim.
Tim Ribner.
I just have to say, I love how awesome you all are out there with your umbrella. It's just like the total Portland scene. It's wonderful to see you, and I love you both dearly. And it's great to see some of my friends I see a lot, and some who I haven't seen Michael Allen Harrison in a long time, so it's good to see you. And some people I can't see right now, but thank you all for being here. And yeah, you know, I thought I'd share with you today something on my melodic. So I've been playing a lot of this. A little secret, I don't have a piano at my house, which is, I have a keyboard, but it's kind of crazy, but we're working on it over here. But anyway, in the meantime, I've been playing a lot of this, and what I like about this, and I think it's maybe a good model for this time, is that it keeps me simple. I don't have to worry about my left hand or chords. I can just play, you know, a single line of music, and I can work through my breath, which I think is, it's a good practice for everyone to number one, remember to breathe, and to get a little simpler in this time. And I've been playing a lot of the blues, which I think is another interesting piece of music. It's got a long history. And from what I understand, you know, it's coming from the African diaspora, so I wanted to honor that and all of the struggle that enslaved people have faced, and the music that has gotten them through that. And so, yeah, you know, in the blues, I find there's, I can channel sadness, but then there's also a little, there's kind of something about getting over the sadness, or like kind of a rejoicing in a way. And there's a man who I really like his words. His name is Martin Prexel, and he talks about grieving in that when we grieve, we're also celebrating, particularly if you're grieving someone you've lost, or you're grieving a hard time, you're celebrating that that person lived, or that you're alive, and you're honoring the moment. So with that in mind, I will play for you a little blues. Now, I'm going to turn around here, and the cool thing about the internet is you can have a backing band at the click of a button. So my band is great. They've played the same over and over again. And so here we go. I'm going to play you Au Prévab, which is a Charlie Parker tune, one of the greats, bebop greats. We'll see how it goes. I hope the sound's all right. Here we go. That sound all right? I'm gonna let one round go by, and then I'm gonna come back at it. Here we go. the guys want to keep playing, but I said we got to cut it off. But
Well, I think, we're probably going to have to do another one of these. Maybe we'll just keep this going through the summer and just do a whole series of
Oh, man.
get-togethers because, wow, the
That
talent
is
is
awesome.
amazing, amazing. We love you,
Cool.
Tim. Thank you.
love you too. Thank you all.
Incredible.
And speaking of talent, so
That stuff
a
just
son-
makes you want to get up and move.
I
doesn't it?
know. I would, but I'm soaked. Okay, so a son of our congregation, somebody that really grew up in our congregation and now is teaching dance and movement and just it's an amazing spirit. Michael Galen, thanks for joining us and do your thing.
Yeah, good to see you, everybody. I'm like, let's get my speaker view. I didn't really have a single a thing prepared, but I did want to share though my Tama. So I have a year ago, spent some time living in Senegal, in Dakar, and I brought back a few of these talking drums called the Tama. I was living with my teacher, Masamba Jip, who, if you ever heard of the band Baba Mal, he's the talking drummer for that band from ever since the beginning. I think they started in the 80s maybe. But he's like a very devout, Sufi Muslim, which a lot of Senegal is. And so living with him, I'd see him and his daughter and granddaughter, and we're just praying 5 times a day on their own. Everything is organized around the call to prayer, and he'd walk around when we go places with his beads to say his meditations and prayers. And one thing, whenever he would play this drum, his eyes would just start glowing, literally. It was just unbelievable. Anything like I'd seen before. He would have a cold, he'd have a headache, and then he'd start playing to be teaching me something. And all of a sudden, his energy would just rise and his eyes would start glowing, and he would just have him go back and he would be yelling and playing all this stuff. So I was just gonna play a little bit of it. I think I can turn the original sound on my computer so you can hear it. See, can you hear this? Okay, cool. Yeah, and then he always dances, and drums, which is such a part of thing there, which they do this stuff called sabar, where you dance big legs and big arms. If I could do both at the same time, I would for you, but instead I'll just do a little bit of the drumming. So there's one piece called Barambe, and Barambe is a rhythm that people dance to, and it's all pretty much social dances that are just secular social dances. And Barambe refers to the name of a drummer from a long time ago. And so they'll say bukata bukata, which is the sound of the drum. And then they'll say Barambe, and it'll be call and response. And the cool thing is, it's just naturally they'll mix subdivisions of 3 and subdivisions of 4 just right next to each other, right? So for example, they'll say Barambe bukata bukata, Barambe bukata bukata, Barambe bukata bukata, Barambe. So you get that 1 and 2. So it sounds like this on the drum. Barambe, barambe, barambe. And then they go off and do all that dancing, which I don't have room to do on this screen, but I just want to share that because it's my favorite drum that lights me up and sounds amazing. So good to see you all. Can't wait to see you all in person someday and hopefully soon. So thank you for hosting and doing this, everyone. And yeah.
Thank you, Michael. You're a light.
Yeah, we'll be together again.
Yes, we will.
That's,
yes, we will.
beautiful. Thank you.
Beautiful. Wow.
That's
Love that
talking
sound of the
drum.
Yeah,
It's
it really
incredible.
speaks, and you speak too through the drum and your movement. Thank you. Well,
I just love
folks,
all the talents.
this
That's so
has been amazing.
Yes.
And thank you all so much. We have one more special guest to wrap things up for us. We're bringing you direct to the home, potentially the shower, if I saw correctly, of Rabbi Rachel Joseph. Oh, no,
There we are.
There we are. Hi.
We wanted to be outside. Welcome to our shower. We always say that Zoom actually makes things more intimate, and little did we know that would mean not only just being able to see each other's faces more clearly, but let's go into the shower as well. So good for you guys braving the rain. We didn't. I never thought that I would be a barber. There are many things that we're doing we never thought we would be doing, like everyone sort of mentioned. And what's great about this experience is when time is sort of all running together. In our tradition, Jewish tradition, holy time never stops. So when we don't know in the Gregorian calendar what day of the month it is or what day of the week it is, or when the kids are like, Mondays, do they even matter anymore? But that we have our Jewish time to be able to tell us where we are, to root us in our story, in our experience, to bring us together. And so this period of counting has been so helpful between Passover and Shavuot, and this moment when we get to pause in this holy time and take a break from sort of the sadness and the difficulty of the journey, to rejoice and to celebrate so many talents. It really is such a privilege. And so one of the things that we do in the silliness of Lag BaOmer is we have an opportunity to cut people's hair, to cut your hair. But that's such an important part of our tradition of what our hair looks like. We're all in here shaggy. I told Sarah, my lovely wife who's here, to just get thrown right into the Rebbitzin roll. We've only been married for, I don't even know, like not even 2 months. 7 weeks. 7 weeks, counting the Omer. And I told her she couldn't cut my hair, but I get to cut her hair. So so we're gonna do a little, and then I do have a poem that I wanted to end with. We do, but we'll dramatically. Somebody should be like singing while we do this. I'm not gonna sing. Maybe Cantor, if you wanna sing while we cut hair.
Okay, I'm gonna do a reprise of Wendy's song. Nothing's gonna harm you, not while I'm around. Nothing's gonna harm you, no, Sarah, not while I'm around. Rabbis may shave you every. Okay, I don't know. I'm just making this up here. Okay, but there we go.
Right,
oh my
gosh,
are you going all the way?
Uh-oh.
Or just the bottom?
I mean, the side by side. We're and I'm not gonna make everyone suffer through a full hair cutting. We'll fully cut hair after dinner. But I want to share a poem that I've used often when we've gathered, and so those of you who we've been together through this time that you've probably heard, but I find it a really powerful prayer for the importance of everything that we're doing and the reality that we are all in this together, and that we continue to walk these steps, that we will be together again, taking care of each other. So this prayer is out of an abundance of caution by Rabbi Joseph Mesler. Out of an abundance of caution, I'm staying home. Out of an abundance of caution, I'm washing my hands for at least 20 seconds, sometimes singing the ABCs, sometimes singing the Itsy Bitsy Spider, sometimes saying a prayer. Out of an abundance of caution, I'm telling people how much I love them every day, sometimes multiple times a day. I can get annoying. Out of an abundance of caution, I'm waving frantically to the stranger across the street while I'm out for my walk, making eye contact, smiling, and saying hello. Out of abundance of caution, I'm not using the expression social distancing. Physical distancing, yes. Social distancing, no way. Out of abundance of caution, I've subscribed to a joke a day. Out of abundance of caution, I'm looking out for people who might be stressed and hungry for food and love and giving more than I had before. Out of an abundance of caution, I'm paying attention more than ever to the words of my prayers. Out of an abundance of caution, I have faith that love and kindness are contagious too. Out of abundance of caution, I'm telling you that I'm here for you, I care about you, I need you, and I want everyone to know that we're all in this together. And so that's my prayer for all of us here on this Lag BaOmer and in this journey. And back to Cantor and Rabbi. Thank you for letting us join you from our bathroom.
Thank you,
Wow.
Rabbi Joseph.
That is
Oh,
true love.
that's
Come
beautiful.
on. Yes,
Yeah.
your koach. Rabbi didn't let me cut his hair, mostly because our kids vetoed it and said that he has to grow out his Jew fro. So, you know, stay tuned.
We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
But,
So we want to thank
okay.
everybody so very much. Stay connected to us. There's lots going on virtually. We miss you. We love you. We'll be together soon for sure. Thank you for taking this time in the midst of this counting to make it count, that we are a community, that we can be here for each other in the rain, in our houses, in every way. Thank you.
Thank you for all the incredible talent
Yeah.
and for sharing it so generously. And we hope we can do a couple more of these tiny concerts. It's great to be with you.
So good.
Take care,
Thanks,
everyone.
everybody.
Happy Lag BaOmer.
Happy Lag BaOmer. Kol Tuv. Everything good.
All good.